In this video, we are going to create a fully functional to-do list in Google Sheets. You'll be able to check off tasks, and we'll use conditional formatting to make them look complete, and we'll add in a filter so you can easily sort and filter the tasks too. If you want a more detailed and robust version, we have a full task tracker spreadsheet and a basic checklist spreadsheet that you can find linked in the description box below. Alright, let's jump into it. The very first thing we're going to do is create the to-do list and its design. To start this, I'm going to add in my 3 columns for the to-do list, which is going to be done, task, and category. To format these column headers, I'm going to change the text alignment to the center and the vertical alignment to the center as well, because I want to expand the header width a little bit to make it stand out. I'm also going to change the color of these headers up here. I'm thinking I'm going to go in with a bluish green, something kind of like this. And then once I have my color selected, I'm going to click OK. Something that I like to do with my headers is I like to change the border color to match the headers in between, so it looks like one big box like this. Wherever I can take away lines, I like to, just because I think it minimizes the design. Another thing that I'm going to do is change the sizes of the headers. So for example, the done column is going to be a lot smaller, the task column is going to be a lot larger, and so is the category column. Now I want my to-do list to have 10 rows, so I'm going to count down 10 rows and drag to the right. And now for the base of my to-do list data table, I'm going to make it a cream color. Something like this. Next, I'm going to set up what's going to go into each of the columns. Under the Done column, I'm going to add in my checkboxes by selecting the cells I want to add them into, and then going to Insert and Checkbox just like this. I can now change the color of my checkboxes by going to the text color and then selecting the color I want. I think I'm going to go for a dark blue like this. If I wanted to, I could also change the size of my text box by decreasing the font size like that, but I'm going to keep it at 10 for now. For the other columns, all I'm going to do right now is change the alignments. And this is such an important thing because as soon as you begin adding in your details, you want to make sure that the alignment is right. So for example, I want to make sure that for both of these columns that the text wraps if it is to go past the cell width. I want to make sure that it is vertically aligned in the middle. And then for the task column, I'm going to keep it aligned to the left, but for the category column, I'm going to align it to the center. So here's an example of what this would look like. As you can see, my text now wraps like this instead of being cut off like this. And if I were to add in a category, you can see that it is aligned to the center, both vertically and horizontally. So they're little things that make a big difference. However, I'm going to go back to these things later on because I'm actually going to add in category chips after this. Now, one last thing I want to do before adding in tasks and categories is I want to add some borders to my to-do list. I'm a firm believer that a good design can absolutely transform your spreadsheets, and one of my favorite tips is adding in borders that go with your spreadsheet design. I talk about this more in some of my other favorite tips in a free ebook I created that walks through the top 5 spreadsheet design rules I live by that I have learned from years of creating spreadsheets professionally and selling over 10,000 templates. You can grab your free copy of this ebook linked in the description. For this to-do list, I'm going to go in with a dark gray border, and I'm going to apply a solid border around the header and around the entire to-do list. Inside of the to-do list, instead of doing a solid line, I'm going to do a dotted line instead. As you can see, adding in the borders transforms the to-do list. It's such a small and simple detail that really makes a huge difference. Now that our to-do list is created and designed, I'm going to go ahead and add in some tasks. And in the category column, I'm going to add in some dropdowns for the categories. To do this, I'm selecting the cells I want to add dropdowns into, then I'm going to insert, dropdown, and I'm going to add in my dropdown options over here. The 3 dropdown options are going to be home, personal, and work. I'm going to keep them displayed as the chip style, but I'm going to go ahead and add in colors up here so that you can easily differentiate them in the to-do list. And once I'm finished, I'm going to click Done. Now in the to-do list, I'm going to select from the dropdown which category each of the tasks corresponds with. Dropdowns are an amazing functional feature of Google Sheets. If you want to learn more of the functional elements of Google Sheets, I created a comprehensive and affordable workbook equipped with over 50 lessons, 190 practice problems, and 20 videos to help you master and feel confident in Google Sheets. If this sounds perfect for you, a link to learn more is in the description box below. Now that we've got everything in our to-do list, it's time to make it functional. As you can see, I can check off any of these tasks, but nothing really happens when I check them off. To make them appear complete when I check off the tasks, we're going to add in a conditional formatting rule. To do this, I'm going to select the cells I want the rule to apply to, and then I'm going to go to Format, Conditional Formatting. As you can see, now we've opened up a conditional formatting rule. To create the rule that we want, under Format Rules, select the dropdown and go to Custom Formula Is. Now in this box, we are going to add in a formula to add in the formatting that we want for the to-do list. To do this, I'm going to begin with an equal sign, and then I'm going to reference the first cell in the column with the checkboxes, which is cell B7, and I'm going to lock the column like this. So it's going to be $, then B7 equals, and then I'm going to type in true in uppercase. As you can see, once our formula is typed in, the rows of our to-do list that are checked off, which means that the value in the cell is true, appear formatted. In this formatting style down here, we can customize our format however we want. So for me, I'm going to make the fill color a slightly darker tan, like this, and then I'm going to italicize my text, cross it off, and I'm going to make the text color a little bit lighter. And now that I'm finished, I'm going to click Done. As you can see, as I check and uncheck the checkboxes, my tasks appear finished, making my to-do list a whole lot more functional. Now the last thing I'm going to do for my to-do list is I'm going to add in a filter. With the filter feature, you can sort and filter your data table, which can add in another layer of functionality. To do this, I'm going to select the entire table, including the headers, and then in the upper toolbar, I'm going to select the Create a Filter button. And once I do this, the filter should be created. As you can see, this does bold the text in the heading, which cuts off my done over here, so I'm going to make the column a little bit larger. Now, there are so many things that you can do with the filter feature, but I'm going to show you a few key ways that you may want to use it. First of all, if you click the 3 lines next to Done to open the filter, I can filter A to Z to make the unchecked values appear first and the checked values appear at the bottom, like this. Now all the tasks I need to do appear at the top, and the tasks that are finished appear at the bottom. If I only wanted to view my unfinished tasks, I could uncheck True and click OK, and now I see just my unfinished tasks. To get the finished tasks back, I'm going to click it, and I can either click Select All, or I could just click True again to make sure the check appears next to it and click OK, and here are all my tasks again. If I wanted to, I could sort my tasks in alphabetical order, and I could even filter by category type. So for example, if I just wanted to show my personal tasks, I could uncheck the other options and click OK, and now I only see the tasks that are in the personal category. If I wanted to see, for example, the personal and home tasks, I could check both of those, and now I see the tasks in those 2 categories. And then again, to get all my tasks to appear, I just click Select All and OK, and they're all back together. And last but not least, I'm going to show you what it looks like when I sort by A to Z or Z to A by category. Essentially, it groups them all up together again super easily. And that is it for how to create a fully functional to-do list in Google Sheets. Truly, the possibilities are endless in Google Sheets, and I hope that this helps you to create some amazing designs. Again, if you want to learn my top spreadsheet design rules, I created an entirely free ebook that walks you through my top 5 tips, which you can find linked in the description box below. Or if you want to learn the Google Sheets basics and master the foundational elements of the platform, my Crack the Code Google Sheets Basics workbook may be just what you need, which will also be included linked in the description box below. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more like in the future, please do me a huge favor and like and subscribe to this channel, as it helps us out so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.